Zion could be out of quarantine on Tuesday. His first game could be Thursday. Guys, let me ask you this. Jalen, I'll start with you. When you look at his impact, he's been so good for them on both sides of the ball. Like, their numbers have shot up completely. Like, they are practically a top 10 team on both sides of the ball since he's been there. But it feels like his offense is really what's helping their defense, less so than his actual defense is helping his defense. Jalen, what do you make of the impact he's had in the 19 games he's played?
And I like where you went there, because you're right. Defensively, you like to see him rebound better, in particular for his position. You like to see him play pick and roll defense better when his man is the screener. But his effort is always going to be there, because that's almost the base of who he is. So getting block shots, getting steals, getting hustle plays, deflecting an offensive rebound, and then taking it from somebody and dunking and getting out in transition, he's going to get 20 points just off effort. And the other thing, based on his size and bulk, we underestimate is his handle. He's a really good ball handler and a willing passer at his size. They won't make the playoffs this year, in my opinion. The Memphis Grizzlies, I think, will find a way to hold down that spot. But everybody knows Zion has an amazing future in this league.
Jay, Zion is getting to the free throw line a ton, and as Jalen pointed out, getting into the paint and creating havoc. How much does that help his teammates on defense, being able to set as opposed to trying to constantly be on the run, as they were previously before he arrived?
Man, he just plays with the tenacity. It reminds me, George, of a story when I was first coming into the league. I was playing USA Basketball, and I played with Ben Wallace. And Ben Wallace is like, hey, look, I'm just trying to get 4 points off putbacks, every single quarter. 4 points off putbacks per quarter. Like, he's like, if I do that, all of a sudden, if I get another rebound here or there, if I end up with 8 rebounds, if I end up with 16 points, that gets me paid $40-50 million. That's my job. That's what I want to do. So if you take that mindset and then translate that into a guy like Zion, who doesn't even know how to play with energy 24/7 yet. You see his energy, it comes out, and it very much is so attractive to everybody. It gets everybody collectively together. That energy is something you can't really articulate, but he plays that way, and that's a skill set within itself, and it allows them to play faster. Yeah, they can play set sometimes, but when you play set, you don't need Zion to always be an ISO player. You got Brandon Ingram from that. I'm a guy who a lot of people voted for most improved player in the league. So I think the pieces that David Griffin and Alvin Gentry have collectively on this team, they're panning out to be a scary, scary team. And I really hope, George, that they make the 8th seed, because if they do, Jay Rose is going to have to buy me a really nice Tom Ford suit. And I cannot tell you how much I'm looking forward to that, man.
I cannot
tell you how much I'm looking forward to that for that.
Yeah. You need your Duke boys to come through.
Yeah.
Brandon Ingram, Zion,
I know.
Trajan Langdon.
Let's go.
In the front office.
Get it.
They got the exact. You need your boys to come through.
I always hear a Rose pays off his debts. There's no question about that. Paul Pierce, let me ask you this question. Brandon Ingram, without Zion this year, 39 games, 25 points per game, 48% from the field, 36 from three. In the 17 games he played with Zion, 21 points per game, 44% from the field, but 40 from three. What would you like to see from Brandon Ingram as he tries to mesh his game with Zion?
Well, I like everything he's doing, and that's an adjustment he's going to make. Because when Zion came back, before Zion was there, he was the guy. They're going to run everything through him. He made the all-star team. Then Zion's impact was it just overwhelmed the team. It was just like, it was too much to let it slip by, no matter what Ingram did all year long. And so he's going to have to continue to do that. What's impressive, though, is he's shooting better from three. Because when you get the ball in Zion's hands, he's going to need space. And you need guys out there who can knock down shots. Now, from the field, he'll figure out where his shots are going to come from a little bit more than just being a spot-up shooter. But there's going to be nights where Zion doesn't have it going, and he's going to have to pick up the slack. But that's something they'll figure out. And you got to understand, they've only played together 19 games. I mean, these guys are going to be together for quite some time. And so they'll figure it out. And they're still young, man. Don't even worry about it.
Jalen, let me ask you this. Since Jay has the Pelicans, and you may owe him a tie for that, who do you have coming out of that 8th spot?
I have the Memphis Grizzlies. On paper, you look at Portland, and they dealt with some injuries and some circumstances. Now they're getting healthy, and I saw CJ do a crazy double step back three yesterday, seemed to get his legs back, and we know what Dame did last year in the playoffs, but it may be a little too late for them. And you just talked about Zion not necessarily practicing yet with the team, may or may not be up to speed when they start. The Grizzlies have a head start. I think with John Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr., Dylan Brooks, Valanciunas, they will find a way to hold on to that 8th spot.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.